What's going on, chess lover? This is Maurice Bishop. As y'all can see, finally back, man. I took a few days break and everything just to, develop my own chess skills and theory and things like that. I had to work on some of my weaknesses and things like that. So, as y'all can see, I'm actually about to show y'all the 3 minute blitz game that I played against a 2311. Very strong player. Um, so we're gonna see how this goes. All right. So obviously I played as white. He played as black. I played e4. Excuse me, y'all. Uh, e4, d5, d3, e5. Then I go knight b to d2. I was gonna do like a gambit, like the Duns gambit, using for white, but instead he pretty much declined it. So I just pretty much about to turn this to a black lion open. So knight f6, c3, as always, man, protecting this on d4 square. Knight c6, queen c2, bishop c5. And remember, like I told you last time, like anytime they go bishop c5, they already threaten stuff like knight g4 or, maybe a sack on bishop catches f2. But because I already got my pawn on c3 and now I hit with bishop b2, so I pretty much prevent all of that. Anyway, I prevent all that. So H5 is played. Now this was a little bit different for me, y'all, because I've seen people play H6 a lot, but never H5. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm playing against a strong 2311, so it was like this wasn't something that I've seen before. But I figured that, he probably wanted to do maybe knight g4, threatening knight captures f2, in which I did go h3, which is what I did. I stopped it, but of course h3 is what I wanted to do anyway. So I'm kind of still going with my plan. But he did something else. He did rook g8, and when he did rook g8, I'm like, dude. So obviously this not about to be a attack of the black lion because this dude is doing some other stuff, where he's using his supposedly king side to attack my king side, in which I'm not even going to castle king side anyway. That's pretty much my whole plan, and I take it that he's not going to castle either as well, or maybe castle queen side, which I had the option to do that as well. So it became really interesting on what he was doing and stuff. So in this type of position, what I did was I utilized the queen side. I wanted to gain more space, so I go b4. And in the black line, this stuff that you do, you go b4, maybe a4 as well. So that's pretty much what I did. He goes bishop e6, I go a4. And then when he went a5, I was happy because I just go b5. So now I feel like, now he doesn't have any queenside attack against me because I'm kind of already stressed out. I already got space in. I may even have something like bishop a3 to prevent him from, even though he can't cancel anyway, but it's just an active square for the bishop to control the diagonal and then maybe get some attack going. So you always want to be careful with this. You have options, bishop a3. So after b5, he goes 97, and I don't, yo guys, I don't know what, man. I know it's a 3 minute, but I probably thought for like 10 seconds and everything, and I don't know why, guys, but I was so freaking, I don't know why. I was so nervous about this on G5 move or whatever. And I did not play the knight f3. I played h4, which was like I didn't really like that move. But then as I analyzed it, it wasn't such a bad move. It gave me I know the engine gave me like a point 0.8 or a plus point 0.8. So it wasn't a negative, but at the same time it wasn't the best move either. The best move was actually knight f3, which I don't know why, 'cause this is something I play. I always play knight f3. I never go h4. But I think this rook g8 threw me off guard, and I don't know what it was, y'all. But he goes knight g6 and everything, and in which I was kind of surprised because I really thought he was gonna go knight g4. And but then when I saw this, when I looked at this, I realized that he doesn't win this game. If anything, if he goes knight g4, you're trying to get a draw. And the reason why I say that because after knight h3, there is a tactic after bishop captures f2, and if knight captures, then he doesn't take back the knight. He goes knight e3. So he's actually threatening the queen, right? And obviously I can't go queen d1 because the knight would take my queen, right? So the space that I would go for the queen is queen b1. But then after knight captures g2 check, um, king d1, and then knight e3 check again. I can't get on the other side. King e1, knight g2, and then king d1, and we started all over again. But then I was also wondering, like, all right, so even if I did go king f1 and he comes here, and I go king g1, this would be very, how can I say this? This would be very risky because I'm in front of the rook, and moves like g5, I think white or black will be he'll have some play after this. Because I think after stuff like this, G catches h4, him going to maybe king h2. Uh, yeah, this is nasty. So that's why the king won't go to king g1 because of stuff like this. It's just bad. That's why he was keeping his stuff here. But it's if the white king stays on this side, then it will be a draw. That's pretty much what it was. But if he didn't want to be ambitious and come here, he was just asking for trouble. But anyway, knight G to f3, which was played, and then which is what I played, and then he finally goes knight g4. So he finally goes knight g4, and I go rook f1. Now there was a move that he could have did, and I actually saw this move, this knight f4, but the only thing I would have did was go bishop f1, and then after knight g4 again. I mean, because you're thinking like this knight, he's not being under attack, and then black brings his other attacker on white's king, threatening knight captures f2. What would you normally do in this position? Well, the only move I got is actually d4. After d4, queen e7, bishop a3, which I always told y'all earlier about. You know, anytime you extend your queen side attack or your queen side, you also have this bishop a3 move, which also comes in handy with queen f6, bishop c5, which is really great. Though, and the only reason why bishop c5 is a great move is because number one, you're defending this d4 pawn very nicely, but also you're blocking the dark square bishop from getting to this potential f2 weakness and everything, which would be the focal point. And you pretty much that. So that's one of the maneuvers that y'all need to realize. So anytime y'all in a position where you have your opponent attacking your focal points, especially if he has four pieces around that focal point or whatever, it is best to take your own piece and put that in front of your enemy's piece to block it. Pretty much what I just did. Whereas this white bishop wasn't here. Um you had black attacking this focal point, this knight g4 attacking this, and then the queen also potentially hitting this focal point as well. So the best way to defend this very well is always put another piece in front of the other piece to prevent any attack or to prevent your opponent from attacking you on that focal point. So I think that's just something to really think about, man. Maneuvers, you know, defensive maneuvers. So and this is something that I discovered with the not just in my system, but the what is it called? The Art of Defense, which is also a great book, man. Art of Defense is a great book. But it's this is another defense book by Jacob Ungar, a British grandmaster. He's very talented. I'll probably put that in the description box as well. But anyway, y'all, this is like another stuff that y'all could think about. And then if he takes, you know, D captures C5, so we're actually happy because now we have a good pawn formation, as you can see. And then as you see, the threats is not becoming dangerous. It's not really becoming that dangerous. Even if he goes queen g6, we got rook c1, and yeah, it becomes a. I mean, it's a. I mean, it's an unclear position, but there's fighting chances for both sides, so it makes the game a lot interesting. All right, but let's go back, y'all. So he goes knight g4. I go rook f1. He decides to take my pawn on h4. Knight catches h4. Queen catches h4. Bishop catches g4. Cause I had to get as many pieces off of this f2 focal point as much as possible. So now after bishop catches g4, we're only left with two pieces attacking the focal point. But that's not a problem because I at least got more pieces around my king, so it should be all right. So after e captures d5, he castles queenside. I go c4. Now the computer wanted me to go knight e4, but I chose c4. And honestly, maybe knight e4. Um, well, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I didn't go knight e4, and I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why I didn't go knight e4 is because I didn't like this move f5. And then now I think about it, maybe I could have did bishop g5, but even with this, because I was looking at that, um, I didn't like it because I believe after queen h2, if I decide to take the rook, he's just gonna take d captures e4, and then if I take back, he'll just take my bishop. Or if I decide to, I don't know, save this bishop and everything, you know, I believe he still have queen captures on g2. I'm not really feeling the position really, and maybe white is okay. I mean, and honestly, as I think about it, white seems okay in a position, but at the time, I just didn't want to risk it. I just wasn't thinking all the way into that. But yeah, maybe it would be clear. But I did something that I felt comfortable with. I go c4. The thing is, with pawn c4, my opponent didn't do this, but I felt like he probably could have just did bishop d4, which would have been a better position for him. I thought this would have been perfect for him. Even after rook b1, if b6, knight e4. If he decides to go f5, then knight g5. Um, I think this would be better than bishop g5 in a sense because now if he does take my knight, I wouldn't mind because I'll be up a rook and everything. So if he goes rook e to g8, um, I'll have rook b3. Just defending the future or I'm defending the d3 pawn. In the future and stuff. But also, like, if he decides to push, like, for instance, if he push, D captures, he takes G3, gotta give myself some room. But also, like, if he does, like, try to push, I still have my bishop right here and my rook right here could still defend. But right now, he can't do nothing right now because I'm attacking his queen. So even if he goes queen h2, I still have bishop e3. So even if he takes, I got rook captures d3, and white is great. So that was the whole point of Rook B3. So again, a lot of stuff I'm showing. I mean, this is kind of like defensive moves and everything that I'm showing y'all. But like certain techniques and everything, when y'all have a position like that, you want to at least put your rook up on a third rank. Just put it like this: if you feel like you're being under attack or whatever, and like a lot, and like your opponent's rook is coming into a foul and stuff, especially if you have your opponent have a dark square bishop hitting that f2, it's always good to put a rook on b3 in order to defend this part of the rank, especially if your king is in front of the rook, and then that's when rook b3 will come in, and then you can block it. So I'm sharing y'all a lot of these defensive maneuvers because I'm telling you, it really comes in. It really comes to play, man. Like it's really a good maneuver. So definitely keep that in mind, y'all. All right, so all right, but my opponent he didn't um yeah, guys, he didn't do what I thought he was gonna do. He actually went queen h2. So like for instance, like when he castled queen side, I went c4. My opponent went queen captures h2, or he went queen h2. Um, which is why I went c5. So after c5, bishop a7, I go b6. You know, pretty much if he takes, I go check, and I'll be winning this dark square bishop. So obviously he didn't do that. He goes bishop e8, and I decide to go c6. And anytime like you're in a position like this, especially like this, you have c6 to come in. You want to open up the king as much as possible. My opponent goes rook catches d5. I go c captures b7 with a check. King captures, b captures c7, and then bishop captures c7. And then, of course, when the piece is open like this, you want to bring a rook over. Rook b1 check, king c8, and then queen c6. All right, guys. So then my opponent, he decided to defend his rook by going queen captures d2, but this actually loses. Um, I'm gonna let y'all decide what is the winning move, y'all. What is the winning move? You need to pause the video. Pause the video. I give y'all 5 seconds to figure it out. All right. All right, guys. If you saw this move, rook b7, you are correct. There is no way he can actually stop this queen captures. I mean, he could stop it, but this is the problem. If he tries to defend with rook d7 and everything, he loses his queen. He loses his queen, so that's the reason why. That's why queen captures g2 wasn't a good move. Um, but yeah, after rook b7, this is just fire. And obviously you can't really go king d8 because after this, king e8, this is checkmate. So it's just a problem. So it's like inevitable that he was going to get mated. All right. So what my opponent did, he actually decided to go queen captures f1. I actually take back with the knight. Rook d7, so he could defend this checkmate. And then and honestly, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. What is the next best move? I want y'all to figure this out. What is the next best move? And I'm gonna tell you, games like this, a lot of people they'll mess it up. They'll win it an easy win, and y'all know the old principle. It says a winning position is the hardest to win. It's the hardest to win because it seems so easy, but yet people will mess it up because of their nerves and it's so intense. So and people start to second guess themselves. When you have a winning position, a lot of people second guess themselves and stuff. So, what is actually the best move? All right, guys. So if y'all saw 93. This is actually the move that I did. I go knight e3, just trying to bring more pieces in the fight. But guys, I could have just did rook a7. Rook a7. Rook a7 was actually the best move actually. This is a win-win. There's nothing that this guy can do. This is just a win-win. Rook a7 is a killer move. That's it. Ain't nothing he can do. He could try to go rook e7 to give him some space, but this is checkmate. So it ain't nothing he could really do. Um, yeah, guys. Even if he goes bishop a8, this is still checkmate. Uh, Yeah, guys, it's just nothing that he can do in his position. Rook a7 was actually the killer move. I actually missed it. I don't know why. I was trying to bring more pieces in the fight, but again, playing a strong player, and like I said, I think my time was going down as well, and we had to, we was moving. So but yeah, you guys. So I go knight e3, bishop e6. I still could have went rook a7. I still didn't do it. I just go bishop a3. But as you see, I'm just moving fast as heck. King d8. Then I finally go rook a7. And after this rook a7 move, it was really nothing he could do after this. He does go bishop d6. But I go rook captures d7 check. Bishop captures, queen captures d6. And y'all probably thinking, let's go back. Cause y'all probably thinking why I just didn't. Wow, guys, did I really miss that move? King d8, guys. I think I missed that move. Rook a7. Cause when I was under like severe time pressure, time trouble. Bishop D6. Oh, okay. Okay. So I really thought I missed something, guys. I really did. I thought I missed something. That's why well, after Bishop A3, King D8. Yeah, so I didn't miss nothing. So Rook A7, Bishop D6. The guys, what I was thinking about Rook A8 and everything, but he just goes King E7. And if I take the Rook, then he'll just take my dark square Bishop. But we want to keep center. We want to make it complicated. So that's why I go Rook captures D7, Bishop captures D7, and then Queen captures D7. I mean Queen captures D6. H4 is played, he just promoting, which doesn't really matter because I just go knight D5. And he goes H3, and then I just go Queen C7 check. After King E8, then y'all already know Queen B8. You know, ain't nothing he can really do. The only move he got is here, and then this would be checkmate. So guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all learned a lot of defensive maneuver techniques that really help y'all in your game. So definitely pay attention to those patterns and everything. I'll definitely put my game in the um what you call it, in the description box and everything. And I'll definitely input the defense book that I look at, especially with Jacob Agar. I'll definitely put that below so y'all can actually check that out. So yeah, guys, y'all definitely like this video, comment, and also y'all don't forget to subscribe. All right, y'all. Peace.